Hey everyone, welcome back. And I wanted to come back and just do a reading as I get back into doing readings again. And this time I wanted to do a reading on General Mattis and his leaving the Trump administration. I believe it really feels like that he is leaving because Trump's sudden pull out of Syria and without consulting anybody. I think Mattis is just like, I'm done. I mean, he just his doing orders through tweets and everybody has to find out through the tweet versus proper channels. It feels almost like an affront to him, and his and the respect for him is non-existent. And I think he got kind of tired of it, and he's done. He's over with it. He's out of there. People are leaving his administration. They are literally fleeing his administration right now. It sure feels like that, doesn't it? How many people are leaving? I think the White House is pretty much running on a skeleton crew right now. Only his loyalists are pretty much there. The Stephen Millers, the Kellyanne Conways. I don't know who else is a loyalist. His wife. Those are the people that are pretty much there. They will probably stay there till the end. We'll see. Anything at any point at any time can happen in this administration. The battle between the shutdown with Trump and his wall. We are now day 5 into the shutdown. So things are not working out well. I mean, it really does feel like that Trump is just kind of having temper tantrums, and then he does what he does. But the only problem is the type of temper tantrums he has, he's actually in a position of power, and those temper tantrums hurt. They hurt the United States. They hurt the citizens. They hurt the people who live and work here and call this country home. Versus a toddler who has a temper tantrum, we can send them to their room until they get better, and then they come out no worse for wear, and we are helping them learn to manage their emotions as parents. So I wanted to do a reading on General Mattis, and I want to see where his energy is, what's going on, where it's heading, how is it going to affect the Trump administration. We just need to know generally where his situation is, okay? So I do have requests for readings on Stephen Miller, Michael Flynn, the Israel situation, and I will get to those as I start getting back into doing readings more often, because I do have my table back, so that puts me one step closer to actually getting back and doing this regularly again. So I'm very happy to be back. I'm very happy to go and continue forward. So let us focus in on Mattis and let us see where his energy is leading, what's going on, where's the United States, how this affects Trump. So this is going to be a general reading on that. He just feels so tired. He just is like, I'm over it. That's other thoughts that just come to mind is like, this guy's going down, so I'm out of here. These are just feelings I'm getting. These are things that I'm probably getting from Mattis' part. So let's see how his energy is going. What is the exit strategy? Obviously, he said that he would leave in February, but Trump in his way of his feeling scornful and hurt, he says, you're out of here by the end of the year. Yeah. Looking for some guidance here. Consulting overseas. All right. Oh, there's a leaving. All right. Mattis, where are we? We know you're leaving. All right. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So, the King of Cups. So, there's a lot of emotions. This is the King of Cups. This is the emotional king. Considering this situation we have fiery. So, I would literally call this emotions are prevailing. This would not be coming in because I know the situation a little bit. I would not be looking at this in a positive light. I'd be looking at this king as they both are kings. So Mattis is kings and stuff, and that kind of that feeling of like, dude, I'm over it. You're done. You're crazy. So I would be interpreting this as a negative because of the situation. Two kings emotionally butting heads, and they're just like, screw this, out of here. And then, and it's kind of like the, oh, you're going to do that, I'm going to do one more on you. So Trump's kicking him out even earlier. Mattis says, hey, at least I will stay until you get a replacement. And Trump, on his emotions, was just saying, no, you're out of here right now. So I think that's what sits above them. It's that, emotional king going crazy. They're fighting each other. Not a good situation at all for that situation. I think it sits above it. All right, so let's deal with the past. Oh, okay. So Mattis, I think during this entire administration, because Trump is so unpredictable, since he has no sense of how government runs, this has kept him up at night. It's given him stomach aches, stomach ulcers, anxiety, insomnia. This has kept him up at night trying to rein in and keep control of Trump, and so he doesn't do something crazy, outlandish, and stupid. Unfortunately, Trump has a habit of everybody waking up and they find a tweet with changing entire policies, the military, because the president does have oversight over the military. So this causes him a lot of heartache, a lot of stress, a lot of worry, and it's not a good situation for him, and it just was never good. So presently, okay, so he has hope. All right, so this is the star. Presently, now the star is a hopeful card. It is actually a good card, so you know what? This is the hope card. He's leaving. He's now got hope. He is like, okay, I'm over it. I'm leaving. I've got hope. And what is that hope for, right? Is that hope for, he's just getting out of there? It's hopeful for a more peaceful life. Or is he hopeful that the Trump presidency, what comes to it, what Trump and this administration deserves, it gets? There's a lot of hope that he has now that he is out of there, Even if Trump kicked him out early, it makes him feel even better, because now he's just like, okay, I was going to hang on. I was going to trudge forward. I was going to take care of it and get everything in line and proper so that they can hand it over to the next person. Trump goes, nope, you're out. And he's like, oh, all the better. Okay, cool. You think you can do these yourself? Go for it, dude. That's what it is. So whatever he's hopeful for an outcome, a certain type of an outcome. And I'm sure we'll discover what that outcome is as we go on in this reading. The challenge. Oh, okay. This is the challenge. This is the being left out in the cold. He is concerned about the military because that is his position, is his oversight. He is concerned for the men and women being left out in the cold. We have a government shutdown. We have federal employees that are out because Trump decided to cross his arms and cross his legs and say, nope, if I'm not getting funding, I'm going to shut this government down. I'm going to throw my little tantrum. And he is concerned that is leaving people out in the cold, that is leaving people, without their livelihoods, without their checks. And then, the sudden pullout of the military. He's concerned about all of them. So there is concern there for all those that are being left out in the cold by the irrational decisions that have occurred that led to his resignation. Okay, so here we are in the future. Hangman. All right, so there is going to be, for Mattis, when he leaves, I think that everything that occurs for him is going to be kind of at a standstill, at a stall. It's going to be he's going to put himself in suspension. I think it's kind of, in some ways, it's helping him see things from a new perspective, but things will slow down for him. He will definitely go into a state of waiting, and maybe it's that he's keeping an eye on the situation. He is paying attention to what's going to happen. because he understands what everybody is going through. He's been through it. There is some hope in here. He's concerned for the people being left out in the cold by Trump's policy, and he is seeing things from a new perspective. So maybe when he went into the presidency as, head of all the military, with him leaving, he is seeing things from a different perspective. He thought he could go in and make change. He realized that that wasn't possible. Now he's seeing things from a new lens, a new perspective. And it's kind of keeping him in limbo. He is in limbo because, he had a game plan, and Trump cut that short by saying, nope, you're out of here. So this, I think, is him being in limbo. So let's build upon this story. Let's see where we're going, see where the outcome is going to lead. So in the past, all right, so this is the White House. Okay. Now this is the White House. Is there people happy in the White House? Actually, I would think that in the past, this would be Trump, but this is the four pillars. This is the happy home, the happy family. In the back, there's people there, but in the background is the White House. So this is my political readings. This can very much be the White House itself. There are people, like Trump, he sometimes feels like, that is his home. It could also be Mar-a-Lago, but this, I think, is particularly pertains to the White House. So his nightmare is about the White House, right? So is there happiness in that? You know what? He really might have went in and he's like, okay, I can get in here. I can bring the house in order. We can bring peace, calm, and we can get things moving forward and get this president under control. Didn't really happen. And that kept him up at night. But this would be the White House. Okay, so his nightmares are about the White House. So presently, so some good word. Okay. Wow. Okay. I am beginning to feel like this is the good word. I think he knows something is coming, and he's leaving the nest before it comes, before it shows up. So he knows there's word coming. It is presently it's in the present situation. That means it will be happening. The word is, it could also be that, hey, Trump says you're leaving. You're leaving now. You're not waiting. You're out of here now. Really, in all honesty, he could be like, dude, great news. You're kicking me out. I don't have to deal with this. So to him, that could really be good news, even though it seems bad. There's also, I really feel like there's also some good news coming that the people would feel is good news that's coming. And I think he knows it, but, it hasn't been announced yet, or something is happening. But I definitely feel like that some good news is coming. It is, it's already in the present energy. It just needs to be announced. So let's look at or he could just be very happy that Trump kicked him out early. And he's just like, phew, I'm out of here. Here we have a challenge. So the harvest is rich, but he's not satisfied. So he probably worked extraordinarily hard in his position to try to make things work. He actually got things done, but the outcome is not satisfactory. He's just not satisfied. Everything he tried to do was not satisfied. He sees people out in the cold. He sees them working hard. He knows they're working hard, but then the shutdown occurs, and now he's not happy about that. So all the work that he's done, the pullout of Syria, all the hard work that they did in Syria to gain and get it all, you work so hard to make gains, and then suddenly, the government just pulls you out, yanks you out, and you're like, well, now what? We work so hard to bring it this far, and then they get pulled out. That's a military. Yeah, and probably that doesn't make sense militarily wise, and he is not pleased with that decision. It's like taking a mountain and then being told to leave. It's like, but we just got here. We got it. We secured it. It's all done. And they're like, nope, get out. And then you're like, well, now you're just giving it to the other people. There's no plan. There's no exit plan. There's nothing. You're just pulling them out. So that is an issue. That's a big issue, and that's a problem. So the future outcome here, money. All right. So Here's an interesting thing, because this is Mattis's reading. His situation right now is in limbo. He may be thinking about things. He may be seeing things from new perspective, but money is involved. Okay. Now, I don't know if there's money involved that sent him out and sent him packing, or if that this is because this is in the future, that, his situation actually isn't going to be bad for him. He will be able to find something new that will be more satisfying, more fulfilling to himself, his family, and all that stuff. So there's two things that can go. It could be, money is kicking him out, or it could just very well be that after this period of suspension, he will find a new situation that will be beneficial to him. It'll be more fulfilling. It will be more, good for his family, and monetarily also money will come his way. So it doesn't say a new beginning, so it kind of makes me feel like that he's going to stay in the military in some form, shape, or factor. Okay, so let's go back into the past. Okay, the end. Wow. So I think that in the past, he was very worried about the White House, and he foresees its end, okay, into the rest state. So there is an end here. Now, this is more of like a rest before the battle. So he could definitely he can see something big is coming forward. Rest before the battle. But, it's him rest before the next phase of his life, right? So this could very well be that. It is also a coffin too, right? The guy is laying on a coffin. So this could also mean that he does see an end, and he's seen it. He's seen the writing on the wall. He's made his announcement to get out, okay? That's probably what leads to the hopefulness and the word. So he knows something is happening, and that's going to bring this end, okay? So he knows that, he knows something is happening, like to bring an end, and the word is coming, so he knows. I think the thing is he knows. All right, presently, the Knight of Wands. So there's some assistance in helping. So presently there's things in motion. He knows there's things in motions in the background that's going to be dealing with this whole presidency, this whole thing that caused this. He knows there are things happening. So I think he would be privy to that knowledge. He knows there are knights out there. They're all moving, and they're all gathering. We have this night energy. So there's things happening that he knows about that are occurring, and he's hopeful about that. All right. So there's something going on. There is something going on. And so he's totally cool with whatever Trump did. If he's kicking him out early, he's like, all the better. Really feels that way right now. So what's the challenge? Sitting pretty. All right. So here's the challenge here. Even though he is cool, his positioning, his image, his persona of being well off, being well-to-do, his own image is not going to, when this whole Trump thing comes down, or whatever happens that's causing this active energy, right? This active energy that's pushing things forward. He's kind of worried that his image, he won't come out completely untarnished, right? There's things going to come up that's going to tarnish his image and tarnish all of that. He's going to have that issue. He's going to feel that. He's going to feel like he's not going to completely walk away from this unscathed either, because it's just part of this administration. He was part of it, even if he tried to keep it running, tried to keep things in place and in motion. He feels like his image is not going to come out unscathed either. Okay? So let's look at the future here. In an end. Okay. So you know what? Something might come out that he's worried about, that's coming out, and it will come out. And it will bind him. It will cause him to really, he's trapped. In any such sense of the word, he's trapped. So there's two things about this, okay? Because I did ask, how will this affect the Trump presidency, right? His exit. There is things in motion. He is concerned, and his own situation is going to be put into limbo. There's money involved, so he could end up getting a new position that will be money. He'll be staying the same position, or he is trapped. There's no escape from him. No matter what, you can't escape the Trump administration. You were in it, so he could be very trapped and bound. Now, this card also in the political readings is jail. But who will be going to jail? Who is it? Okay, because he knows something and he's hopeful about it. So it may not be him. He may know somebody is off to jail. He knows that is the future outcome. Okay, but he also knows that he is tied to the administration. See how she's bound? He's tied to the administration. He's not going to escape that persona. He's not going to escape that image. It's going to be tough on him. There's something that's going to happen. He can't escape that. So, but I think that he knows somebody's going to jail, but I can see that he can't escape it. He cannot escape whatever is going to happen. You know, it's almost like the getting out too late. But how it's going to affect whatever he's done. He has given word. He has done. He's placed things in motion. He knows there's word coming. He knows there's knights in action. There's things in motion that are behind the scene that nobody can see. He's concerned about all of this. And this is the outcome. So I think he knows somebody is going to jail. He knows. But he will be bound too. All right. So let's look at this final out card because this is kind of ambiguous. All right. He gets a new start. So this is the Page of Pentacles. He will get a new start. It will be something new as he's going to be trying to unravel himself from the Trump administration to create something new as he heads forward. He has knowledge. There's some big knowledge that he's got. So, but he will be doing something new. This also could be, this is the youth. So this is children. Maybe he knows something is going to happen to one of the children. Trump's children. That is a possibility. I mean, I know that everybody's been talking that Don Jr. is definitely in hot water. So is Ivanka. She's also in hot water. There's a lot of hot water going on. And this could very well be that this is what he knows about. There is some jail time for somebody. And it's all in the works presently. It's ready to happen. So, but he was still going to be bound to it, the administration. He's not going to be able to shake that image as he's trying to move forward with his life. He will have to unravel himself. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this reading. We will find out as I continue to do readings and I get back into the swing of things and get back into the energy. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.